North Korea is confirming it does have a U.S. soldier who crossed into its territory last month. It claims 23-year-old Private Travis King is seeking refuge from racism, a familiar talking point for North Korea when it responds to U.S. criticism of its human rights record. Nancy Cordes is following this story from the White House. Nancy, good morning.
It's been nearly 4 weeks now since Travis King made that surprise sprint across the border from South Korea into North Korea. We have finally the first public comments from the North Koreans about all of this. Now, this comes from the state news agency there, which is known for putting out propaganda, so keep that in mind. But what they're saying is that Private King has told investigators there that he fled to North Korea because he, quote, harbored ill feeling against inhuman treatment and racial discrimination within the U.S. Army. That's what North Korea says he was trying to get away from when he broke away from a tour group at the DMZ last month. And according to a witness there, actually ran laughing into the Hermit Kingdom. A reminder that Private King got into trouble in South Korea where he was stationed. He spent about 7 weeks in a labor camp after an assault conviction, and he was being sent home to Fort Bliss, Texas, when all of this happened. Now, U.S. officials say they are worried about his well-being, that they are working to try to bring him home. But officials in North Korea are now saying that King sought refuge there willingly. So it's unclear how this is all going to be resolved.
Obviously, U.S. officials working to release King have not heard from him directly, right?
That's correct, and that's not unusual for cases like this. The North Koreans typically don't allow people who are being held there to communicate with the government, to communicate with family members, and that's why it can be so difficult to get accurate information. All that the U.S. can rely upon right now is what the North Koreans are saying, and time after time in similar situations, people who have been released end up saying that the quotes that were attributed to them at the time bore no resemblance to reality.
How complicated do you think the negotiations could get to get him back home?
I think that they could be very complicated, particularly given the circumstances under which King made his way into North Korea. It's very different from some of the other situations that the U.S. is dealing with around the world, where they are trying to bring home individuals who very much want to come home, and that's very clear. It's hard to ascertain Private King's state of mind. They assume that he did not know the full ramifications of what he was doing when he went across the border into North Korea, and it's very unclear what the North Koreans might want in exchange for releasing Private King. We know that communications between the U.S. and North Korea are almost non-existent, so all of those factors make this a very uncertain process.
Yeah, good points. While we have you, today marks 1 year since the president signed the Inflation Reduction Act. How is the administration marking the day?
The president's going to be giving a big address this afternoon here at the White House. He's going to be surrounded by people who he says have already benefited from the law just 1 year after it passed. We're talking about people who are working in wind and in solar and farmers who may have benefited from some of the money in the bill that goes to climate measures and the like. And he's going to argue that this law has not only been a boon for the economy, but that it is the largest bill ever passed by Congress to address the climate. So that's the case that he's going to be making. He made a similar case yesterday in Wisconsin. The vice president is out stumping and saying similar things across the country. So this is something that the White House very much wants to highlight, particularly as we head into an election year with legislative victories like this one expected to be few and far between.
All right, Nancy from the White House, thank you very much.
You're welcome.